everyone, welcome to my first vlog video. It's Monday, April 4th, and I just finished filming my Flosstube number 25, so this is going to be the start of number 26. Welcome, and thanks for coming to hang out with me for a little bit. I wanted to show you, this is my secret project. It's going to be for my Smalls exchange at StitchCon. So I don't want to show you my stitching, but I did want to show you this absolutely gorgeous fabric that I got from To Dye For Fabrics. You can order from her on Etsy, and you can look and see all of the colors that she offers on her website, todyeforfabrics.com. So usually her fabrics are pretty modeled, the general hand-dyed effect. Personally, though, I prefer a more solid color of fabric, so I just reached out to her and said, hey, is that something you could do? And she said, sure. So, this is Powerberry, and I got 32 count lugana, as you can see, and it is just a gorgeous dark purple, and I'm really happy with the job she did. Very thankful for her agreeing to, kind of special dye it for me. And then I wanted to show you this floss I've got. So this E940, this is glow in the dark. So yeah, I don't know, but I looked and it does glow in the dark, and that's pretty cool. But I just picked it up and I had ordered it online, and so I was a little concerned because it's very fluffy. Like, you can see how much fluffier this is than this regular skein of DMC that I put just to show. So I was worried it might be the wrong thing, but I did try to start pulling out just like one strand. This is 2 or 3 strands here, but it is, does seem comparable to normal thickness of floss. So we'll see how it goes. I've never stitched with it before. It doesn't, it feels a little different than the regular DMC, but it's 100% not as scratchy as the metallic, which is what I was a little worried about. So yeah, I think today I'm going to be working on my small, and I don't want to show it to you, but I thought I'd give you a little sneak peek here. See you later! Hi everyone, it is Wednesday, April 6th, and it's about noon, so I'll be getting ready to go to work in a few hours. Since you last saw me, I've been working on my StitchCon Smalls exchange piece, so I can't show it to you because it's a secret. But I have decided that maybe instead of working on that full time, if you will, I'm going to work on something else. So I spun my decision wheel, and I was kind of just thinking between A Place of Her Own or my beach piece, but I've got a lot more whips than that on there. So I figured if it landed on a full coverage, I'd work on A Place of Her Own. If it landed on a non-full coverage, I'd work on the beach piece. And it actually landed on A Place of Her Own, so I didn't even have to bend the rules at all. So here it is, and I've been thinking it would be nice if I could do 1,000 stitches a week on this. So I might work on this until I get to 1,000 stitches. We'll see. If I get like 50 stitches today, then probably not, but if I get closer to 200, then probably yes. So as you can see, I've got this edge of the book here with all of this confetti, and this edge of a book here with all of that confetti. And then there will be another edge of a book here. I just haven't gotten to any of the pages yet that have all the confetti in them. And this is actually working across 3 pages of the chart. So I've been having kind of a hard time deciding where to focus. I've just been kind of working everywhere. I think today though I'm going to try and work down here because there's just like a little bit left on this page. Like the edge of the page is probably here. So I might focus just on that and see where it gets me. So I'll check in a little later. I wanted to check in real quick and ask you guys what you would do here in this situation. So I have all the stitches in this color highlighted in purple, and they're all about 8 to 10 to 12 stitches apart. Would you finish off your thread for each of these stitches? Would you run it under the existing stitches? Or would you just carry your thread straight across? This is like what I've been struggling with for this entire area. I've already filled in most of the confetti, but this is just a little bit that's left. And I was curious to see what you guys would do. So let me know in the comments because I'm kind of interested to see how everyone approaches this. Okay, it is time for me to go to work, and I am happy to report that I got in 209 stitches today. So like I said, I focused down here. Luckily there was a large block of color of this here, which will continue on. There's probably about 30 stitches left on this page, mostly down here in the grays, which will continue down into the page below this one. I also put in a few confetti stitches, like if the color was here for 2 stitches and it went up here for a couple of stitches, I put them in up here. You can see this one stitch here. All the way on the edge, I parked it there. Sorry, we've got a little visitor. And if your name is Carla and you're here to tell me that I should be stitching on my stand, then it would be easier for me to reach these stitches or these stitches down here. Then you'll be happy to know that I am working on getting my stand set up in one of the guest bedrooms. So I'll check in with you later and leave you with a little picture of my cat Speckles. Talk to you later. Hi everyone, it's Friday now. Yesterday I only got 67 stitches in, which is pretty funny considering I was just saying, oh, maybe I'll get 50 stitches or maybe I'll get 200 stitches, and then one day I get 200, one day I get 50. So yeah, 67 stitches yesterday, and then today I did another 200. I've been working on finishing off this page down here, and I was going to come to you and say that I finished and that my last color was this 930, but then I realized that there's still one stitch right here that needs to be done. And I kept stitching after that, and I never got to that one stitch. I keep making up all these rules for myself. Like I told you that there were probably about 30 stitches left down here, but then I do that one stitch, I need to finish off the thread, so I keep going into the next page. Or I need to finish this one stitch here, but I've got this diagonal going, so I need to do the diagonal over and down, which will finish off that stitch. Oh, but before I do this diagonal, I need to fill in all of the confetti right above the diagonal, which is just ridiculous and silly, and I'm getting really impatient to finish this page, so I don't know why I do that to myself. But anyways, this 930 is probably one of my favorite DMC colors, and so when I needed it, I found that someone had pilfered it from my floss case, and that it was in my beach picture scene, so I had to go pull it out. This is not the right color. It's not showing up right on the camera. Right now it looks more of like a navy blue. It's more of like a grayish blue. If you have 930, you can take a look and see what it really looks like. But yeah, it's one of my favorites. And so when I was working on finishing this corner down here, I started working in these grays and this dark blue, and I was like, that doesn't look like the rest of this book. And that's because it's not. I just checked the cover photo, and this is yet another book in this pile of books. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books all up in the stack. And that means this in here is even more of these white page edges to fill in. Yeah, so I have that to look forward to. I have made some progress on getting my stand set up. I had my husband help me move one of the bookcases in one of the spare bedrooms out so I can use the space the bookcase was in to put my stand, which I could have done, but when I only had time for 67 stitches, I would rather do the stitching than putting up a stand, so that's what I've focused on. But today is Friday. I work today and I work on Saturday, but then Sunday, Monday is my weekend, and I think that I'll probably work on setting up the stand then because I'll have extra time. I just took this off of the hoop, so I'll give you a little bit more of the picture than you usually get to see. I'm always really impressed by the face of this lady in the tapestry, the unicorn, and the unicorn's reflection in the mirror. It's just amazing. The lion, you can see, has a smile. Cut myself off. So the lion has a smile. It's a little bit of a goofy smile, but there he is. There's this little rabbit down here. There's another rabbit up here above this lady's head. So yeah, I really enjoyed the details in the tapestry. A lot of the blues in this chest that she's leaning on. And then we're down here with just a little bit more to go to get to the bottom. So that's where I'm at today, and I hope you all have a great weekend. Talk to you later. Happy Saturday, everyone. I am starting a new week of Daily 30, and this week I'm going to be working on Silver Creek samplers, taking it easy for 30 minutes a day. This is where I'm at right now, and today I'm going to be working in the blue water down here. I don't think I'll have time to make it to the sailboat, but we'll see how far I get. In my last clip, I was telling you about one of my favorite floss colors, 930. This is the color I used in the sleeve caps of her dress. I'm thinking that I'll use it for the words up in the sky. I wasn't really a fan of the brown words, so I'm thinking that I'll use 930 to replace them. So I'll check back in, probably either when this is finished or when I'm finished working on my Daily 30 for 5 days. See you later. I was watching Kelly at Animal Instincts the other day, and she was talking about the DMC light effects that start with the letter E, and she said that E stood for evil, which I thought was pretty funny. Right now I'm working on my Smalls Exchange piece for StitchCon, which is super secret, so I can't show it to you. But I am working with this E940, and I can show you that. I mentioned earlier about how I was concerned because it's so much fluffier than a regular skein of DMC, but that it was stranded. So here I've pulled out one of the strands, and I've already been using it, but you can see that it looks like there's 6 strands here, but these two are one strand. So I didn't realize that at first, and I was stitching with half a strand of the glow-in-the-dark thread. I finally realized that you're supposed to use 2 strands together. It's just that this stuff frays so much that one strand falls apart into 2 very easily. And even working with like short lengths, it still frays. Like if I cut it here, it'll immediately be frayed like this. Do any of you have tips or tricks on how to work with this stuff to keep it from fraying? Because it's getting a little ridiculous. See you later. Hello, it is Thursday, and I told you I would give you an update on my taking it easy when I had done my 5 days of 30 minutes of stitching on this piece. So here I am. This is the cover photo, and this is where I am at. Last time I showed it to you, I kind of insinuated that I'd be working in the water down here, but instead I decided to work on the words up top. I had a little bit of a slow start because I couldn't quite figure out what color I wanted to use. I ended up using 930, which is, I think, the color in her sleeve caps. Thank you for those of you who voted on Instagram to help me decide. I couldn't decide between that and more of a medium blue, a little bit darker than the waves, but maybe not dark enough. Yeah, so I changed pretty much all of the colors in this piece, and I figured that since I had them separated out into a little box, I'd be able to remember which colors I used. But it turns out that flosses come and go, and things work in mysterious ways, and there were many more dark blues in there than I had actually used in this piece. So even though I had written down what I originally started out with as my plan for the colors, those changed, and I might have used different colors, and there were like 5 different dark blues in my box. So I'm pretty sure this 930 is what I used in her sleeves, but there were a couple of other ones, and it was a little bit too hard to tell. So hopefully that's right, but if not, it doesn't really matter that much. So I'm going to put this away for a couple of days and spend this time working on my StitchCon Smalls Exchange piece, which is a surprise, so I can't show it to you. But I did want to show you something I got in the mail yesterday, and that is this rubber ducky. It's from Mill Hill, the Spring Bouquet collection. And I'm really excited because it has the magnet inside of it. Now, I've never actually finished a Mill Hill kit. You know, I have the one Christmas one on the go, but it's still far from being done. So I was happy to see this one includes the magnet. You can see the needles are stuck to the magnet. And I think I will stitch it on the light blue perforated paper that comes with it and try to finish it into a magnet. It also comes with this little charm. It's a crystal heart, which goes over here at the edge of the bubbles. I saw Lisa S. Stitches working on this one, and I've seen it before, but I think seeing her working on it kind of pushed me over the edge. I never really thought of myself as a rubber ducky person, but I do have this rubber ducky needle minder. I'd been looking for a rubber ducky needle minder for a long time. Well, more specifically, I was looking for some rubber duck colored or themed fabrics that I could make a large needle minder. I like my needle minders to be about this big, large enough that they can hold the entire needle. But this is the only one I could find, so I ended up going with it. And I also have this fabulous rubber duck that I crocheted many years ago. He's got a little ruffled bottom and his beak. I used to crochet a lot. This is one of the first stuffed animals I made. And I know the stitches have different names in English and British. In the British terms, this would be a single crochet, and it was supposed to be a double crochet. I'm not quite sure what it is in American terms. I know it's supposed to be a single crochet. I think I might have used a slip stitch instead. So he's not quite perfect, but he is adorable, especially with his little ruffled bottom. So that's my collection of rubber duck themed things and my progress on taking it easy. I'm going to pause the video and take you over to see A Place of Her Own. Okay, so the last time you saw A Place of Her Own was Friday. It's Thursday now, so it's been almost a week. And I had been talking about getting my frame set up. So here it is, all set up with a nice view out the window. It's next to my keyboard, the cat teepee, a tapestry, a poster, and some tapestries that still need to be hung up. I stole the piano bench from my piano to hold my floss box and my scissors. I've got a tray for my laptop and my Ort jar, and I've got my pattern keeper tablet attached to the stand. And here's the piece. So in the week, I've done about 500 stitches, and I've been working mostly down here in this book. I finally finished off that corner that I'd been talking about for a long time. I got a lot more progress on this book and a lot of fill-in on the light red book above it. So I've got an hour and a half before I head to work, and I'm going to work on this a little bit more. See you later. Hello, happy Monday. I didn't get much stitching done over the weekend. It was Easter weekend, and I had a lot of work, and my husband had a lot of time off, so whenever I was home, I was trying to spend time hanging out with him. Today I was going through my stitching, and I realized that there are 3 pieces that I haven't worked on in almost 2 months, if not over 2 months. So I decided I would try and give them each a little bit of love this week. The first one I'm pulling out is Caroling by Mill Hill Button Beads. It's part of the Christmas Village collection. This is where I'm at right now. So the stitching is done in all of the houses in the background. The stitching is done in this lady and over there. I'm going to be working on this little boy here today, and we'll see what I can get done in about 30 minutes. Talk to you later. Hi everyone, it's Wednesday now. I'll be honest, I did more than 30 minutes of work on Caroling, my buttons and beads kit from Mill Hill. I was working on this little boy down here, and I got most of the stitching done in him. I still need to finish this half of his book, but his pants, put in his little socks, and his red coat filled in part of the book, and his little red hat. The socks were also part of this color in the snow down here, so I also filled that in, and his pants went with part of this guy's coat, so I went ahead and put that in. I had a lot of fun working on this. It's really cool to see how quickly it works up. So yeah, I kind of wanted to work on this some more, but I decided to spin my wheel and see what it picked, because I did notice that this is not the only piece that I've worked on that I have not worked on in the past 2 months. So I spun my wheel and it picked Victorian Christmas Eve. This is by the Cross Stitch Arts. So I'm going to work on this one a little bit today. I think that I'd like to do at least 200 stitches in this before I put it away. That'll probably take more than just today, but we'll see what I can get done. I'm planning on working in the boring ground down here. It's interesting to me that this dark blue, light blue, very light blue, and the white are all part of the ground. I'm not sure if it's dirty snow or maybe like a cobbled street. It looks kind of more like cement to me, but you know, I'm gonna trust the chart. This man's jacket comes down here and it flares out a little bit more down here, so I'm just going to work on the ground around it and see what I can get done. See you later. Hi everyone, it's Monday, April 25th, and this is going to be my last clip for my first vlogging video. Last time I spoke with you, I showed you my Victorian Christmas Eve by the Cross Stitch Arts, and I was planning on working in the snow. So you can see I've worked down here and filled this in and reached over here. I put in a little over 400 stitches on this since you last saw it, and I'm excited to say that the first 2 columns are now completely finished. And on this piece, 400 stitches is a little bit less than 1%. And I'm now 8% completed with this piece. It's really great to work on these smaller full coverage pieces because they progress so quickly. So please let me know how you enjoyed my vlogging video, and if you have any suggestions. I always love hearing from you guys. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.